Hello, my wonderful students. This is part 2 of the first foldable, and the rational expression we have for this one is x minus 8 divided by or over x squared minus 64. So for this one, first thing we're going to start just like we did the last one. We're going to start by factoring out the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is check this one. We see our x minus 8 has already been factored all the way through, so we'll just leave it as x minus 8. But our x squared minus 64 is actually a difference of two squares. So if you see here, this is x times x, and this is 8 times 8. So a difference of two squares shows that if we have x squared minus 8 squared, this would actually be x plus 8 times x minus 8. And now we're going to divide out the common factors. Okay, if you look here, we have x minus 8 and an x minus 8 here. So these are our common factors. So now we can just divide them out. So this reduces and this reduces. And our simplified form would be, when this reduces out here, we have 1 over x plus 8. This is our simplified form. Okay? Now, just as we did in the first problem, we're going to look for the denominator of the original expression is, and it was x squared minus 8, but similarly this is actually this, so this is a little easier to simplify, so we're going to use this here. We're going to use x minus 8, or sorry, plus 8 first, times x minus 8. It actually doesn't matter which one you put first, but we're just going to keep it similar to this one so that you guys can see where I got it from here. Okay, we're going to set this equal to 0 in order to find the zeros for both. So we're going to do x plus 8 equals 0, and our x minus 8 equals 0. So for these, we can add 8 to both, this would be subtract 8 to both sides, and we get x is equal to negative 8, and this would be add 8 to both sides. So it would be x is equal to 8. So these are two excluded values. But I guess I could show you this one just so you see that it doesn't really matter which one you use. Minus 64 equals 0. So these two are the same, but I'm just going to show you the difference so you can just, choose which one you want to do. So to solve this one here, we add 64 to both sides. And we get that this will reduce, and we have x squared is equal to 64. And we take the square root and take the square root, and we get that x, because this reduces here, is equal to plus or minus 8. So if you see here, our excluded values are the same. So we can put our the excluded, forgetting how to spell again. The excluded values are x is equal to negative 8 and 8. So now we go to our conclusion. We have therefore the simplified form is, and what was it? It was 1 over x plus 8. So right here, simplified form. Should probably do this. This is very important. And then comma, where x cannot equal negative 8 or 8, because these were our excluded values. That means the denominator, or the domain, cannot be here. So negative 8 and 8 cannot be in there. That's why x cannot equal 8 or negative 8.